So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the digital marketing aspect of the marketing communication module. So, one of the things I like to talk about when it comes to marketing is that marketing really is about telling stories about your brand, especially in this more connected social media space. That a person is not just buying something anymore. They're really buying a story or buying an individual behind the product. So that's one of the greatest thing about what we do now, and what we're going to be covering in this module is how we can leverage that to bring your brand and your product out a lot more in the digital space to your customers. So the objective is that we're going to clear up a few definitions. So what is digital marketing and why it is important? We're going to also look at the categories and the channels. Then we're going to look at the advantages and disadvantages. And then we're going to finish up by going through a basic digital marketing strategy, because your coaching assignment is that you're going to develop one for your business. And then we're going to go through it in our one-on-one sessions. All right. And if you already have a digital marketing strategy for your business already, we can use that and we can go through it together in a session to see how we can improve it. All right. So let's dive right in. So what is digital marketing? In simple layman terms, it's really marketing products that involves any form of electronic or digital devices. It can be both online and offline. And ideally, you don't want to have both strategies if you can, to have a well-rounded digital marketing strategy, right? And why it's important, right? It can be a source of entertainment, news, right? Social interaction. Customers can access your information anytime and any place they want it. So they don't have to wait until the store open. They can go to your website, your social media pages, and access information about your business. So for example, when Dr. Smith was talking about the awareness and that whole model in terms of getting a customer to purchase, even though you're not able to directly interact with a customer, if they're interested, they can go to your website, find out more about you, and then when you're engaged them, they're already informed about your services, so it's an easier sell for you. All right. People are more now exposed to media, right? And it's really like word of mouth now becomes very powerful, because it's easy to spread any good thing about your brand, any bad thing about your brand in the digital space. So it's really important that we take advantage of this and also mitigate again any risk that we can involve with the business. Also, people want brands that they can trust. So we want to know that when we are buying from a particular brand or service, it's something that we can get there. And it still comes back to what we said earlier about stories. People are not just buying things anymore. They're buying a particular brand, right? So if they want to buy a particular food item, so we have to go here so at all times, because it's a trusted space. So for example, if I am in Kingston, there's only a few places I actually trust to buy food, right? And one of them is very active, I think, Whitney's Kitchen. Anybody familiar with Whitney's Kitchen on Instagram? Anybody? Am I alone online?
No, but when I know that kitchen there.
Another kitchen there. Why? I mean, I don't love my belly. But I got introduced to her brand through social media. The feedback was very good, and I went there. Was a really good experience. And I'm a very picky eater. I love good food. So if food don't taste good, I'm not gonna try it. I think the next one actually was Miss T's Kitchen in St. Ann, but everybody know Miss T's Kitchen for sure. All right. Moving on now. So we're going to talk about the categories of digital marketing. And we talked about it being both online and offline. So we're going to tackle the online marketing first. So these are terms that most persons will be familiar with. You have search engine optimization, content marketing, social media marketing, pay-per-click advertising, and email marketing. And these are just some of the major ones. There are more, but these are the ones that we're going to touch on today because I think the components that each one has are very important that you can add to your business. So first thing, search engine optimization. So if I should go online now, I should search for Tishana Mullins, right? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see a lot of articles and stuff come up about you, right, Miss Tishana? Hello. Okay. So I'm pretty sure. Let me just pull it up on my phone. So if I search for Miss Tishana Mullins now, I see our Instagram page come up immediately. I see our tishanamullins.com, social innovator, and you can search for yourself, right? I see her LinkedIn page, and what this tells us is that she optimized her brand, especially her personal brand, to maximize. So whenever somebody wants to find out about her, she's highly visible, right? So search engine optimization really is a process in which that if you have an online presence or you can maximize the one somebody search for you, you're the first thing that pops up on the first page of Google because Google is a big thing. You know, Chat GPT start take over because people not Google no more, right? But you can optimize your online presence that whenever somebody is looking for you, they're able to easily find you. You want to be ranked, as them say, on the first page of that Google page. All right, everybody with me so far?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
All right, welcome, Mr. Nisha. So the next thing now that's very close related to um the SEO is pay-per-click or pay-per-view. So this is a model of internet marketing where you can buy a space on different websites or different even social media platform of this now, where you can put yourself in front of the customer. So even giving the same Google example, if you should search for a particular item, I think here you search for flow, or you buy online, you see at the top you see add, and you say add here so again, because they're paying for those spaces. So they rank at top of the page because they're paying a money for it. So if you have a relatively small brand and you're trying to grow the brand, this may be the easiest way to get customers. You just pay for them as you continue to grow your brand and your marketing, right? But pay per click is essential that you pay per every time somebody sees a link and they click on the link. You would pay a fee versus what we had before, which was search engine optimization. And if you notice, there's a paid per click here. So Facebook advertise Juicy Patties here, but here so now below you'd have actually the location that's nearest to me, right? And they have the actual juicypatties.com. So if you notice, Juicy Patties is actually involving both SEO and paid per advertisers. They're trying to maximize on the result that they're trying to get for their business. All right. Moving along. The next thing now, which I think most persons here are familiar with and actually actively engage in when it comes to their specific business, that is social media marketing. All right. And this really talks about creating shareable content for the social media networks in order to achieve your marketing, your branding goals. Right. So you post your different pictures and your videos, you want to look at viral content. So if you're on TikTok, you have a little trend. You try to just capitalize on what is going on in this space. Social media is very fast moving, right? And it's one of the easiest ways that brands can gain new customers. I think social media has become one of the greatest equalizers, and we'll touch on some of the offline marketing later on. You can draw that comparison because before it wasn't so easy to get in front of customers, right? Now you can easily create an Instagram or a Facebook page, and then you can start to advertise, you can start to post, and you can garner attention that you wouldn't be able to do any at all before, especially as small businesses. The next thing now is really related closely to social media marketing in a sense, but it's a broader scope. This is content marketing. And this is where you use creative techniques and creativity in order to generate what we call content for consumption. So it could be sometimes entertaining, something that could be very informative, where you join an audience, but you're still able to put your brand front and center so you can still market to them. And I think a very good example that I remember from when I was growing up. Anybody remember Creative Cooking?
Yes.
Yes.
What's your name again?
Maisie?
Maisie, yeah.
Yes, yes. So that is a form of content marketing where they create a very entertaining cooking show, but the only products used for the floor is Grace, nothing else. So it's a form and a way to advertise their product using creativity, so using content that they're informing you, they're entertaining you, so you can try this recipe and you just sit down and you just watch a little episode, but at the same time, they're telling that Grace product is the product to use. Right? Another good example, and I'm showing it here as well, is that if you go to Grace website now, you see a lot of list of recipes. And sometimes if you Google a particular recipe, Grace will come up, or different brands will come up that link to their page and use their products. But at the same time, they're still giving you the recipe that you're looking for. So you're informed, but at the same time, you're kind of being marketed to at the same time. So it's really about providing relevant information that's very important to your audience. But at the same time, you're able to strategically place your product or your service in the mix. You follow that? So that is content marketing. And like I said, a lot of content marketing. But go ahead.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was saying for the coaching that's going to be related to this module,
Yes.
I don't know if there's a coaching worksheet or anything like that, but one of the things that I struggle with,
Mm-hmm.
I just sent a message to my person that helped me with marketing and admin and so on to say there's branding, marketing, and sales. I
Yes.
don't think we're doing very well in any of those areas, which is why we're not getting more business.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to content marketing, sometimes I get a little bit confused about what exactly to share that
Yes.
people would want to listen to or
Mm-hmm.
watch that is not very salesy.
Yes.
And then, you get more people in front of you. So I'm wondering if we can probably draft up something to bring to the coaching to get some direct feedback so we can come out of there having a good idea of a strategy to post and what content we're gonna post or whatever.
Yeah, because that essentially is what the coaching session will be about. You're going to create a marketing strategy, and even to touch on the different things you highlighted before. You have branding, marketing, and sales. So branding really talks about what is the core elements of your business. So what's your core message? What's your core color? So your branding really talks about the foundation in terms of how you are perceived by your customers. That's really a branding or your brand, right? So if you think about a KFC, right, or you think about the kernel, you think about the red and the white. So those specific about your brand. The marketing now really talks about any specific activity or campaign that you're gonna put out there in order to either, it depends on the target of the marketing campaign itself. Say maybe to drive customers for sales. It could be just for awareness and so forth. And then sales now really talks about specific about conversion. How can I actually this person say, we put out a marketing something, this person click on the links, let me interested, or we can convert them now from being interested to actually money in our pocket. That's really what sales is. All right. But for the end of this module now, we'll be talking about specifically what is your marketing strategy. And I guess we can put a little bit of sales in it as well if you'd like, because they're close
I would
related.
love that because at the end of the day, we're a market so we can get more sales, get more money.
Correct. But sure, I have a little small template at the end of this slide so we can look at that. All right.
Yeah. And then Jamaican love excitement and things just salacious. So
They
sometimes when you
do
put
and
content,
freeness
eh?
and freeness.
Our freeness. So if the content too dense or too informational or sensible, them
Mhm.
don't want to hear that. Them like
Yeah,
excitement.
depending upon the crowd where I try to get
Yeah,
to.
it depends upon the
It's like,
crowd and it
Well,
also
that
it's
is
depends
like
on
the
your
the
vision.
platform as well.
some of the
Because
corporate people them love excitement too. If you look on some of the influencers what they use, they
Of
steady.
course.
they do, because they like the image, because some of the time they even do certain things, not necessarily even for the content itself, but because the person that they would bring give them more reach and they make they look that they're what do you call it now? What's the
Never
terminology?
method when me use in a tish. When me say, when me a create content, right? Cause me is a man like to get information too, you know. And not just about the biz, but even spiritually and all them kind of thing, you know, just to help people grow mentally. But one side of the fence is like take serious thing, make joke, and that draw attention. And then you have a next side now where it's just the seriousness and the reality of the situation. So me use fun and joke for carry them in, but then me relay a serious message where keep them tuning in still, you know, cause them know them get the two side of the fence.
I think you should
You
have drop
come
back
to
your
the
link in the group so we can go follow you and your things them if me not follow already.
Well, you don't know. You see,
Yeah, man,
through me independent with my thing, me end up have to give people a lot of my personality, you know, and people never usually get that. Them only get one side of me. So when we start mix that with the content now, me see that it make a difference. Because people take to your personality, but them also see say you have solid information to give them, you
yeah.
know. So it build the support.
Just a final tiny thing here, Colin,
Mhm.
that I've been learning because I
Yes.
do a whole lot of podcasts. I'm a nerd. So they're saying
Yes.
that your personal brand, if you build a powerful personal brand, it can do a lot for your
Business.
business brand. So if
Yes.
you notice, everybody knows Steve Jobs, everybody know Elon Musk. We could have only know Amazon, we could have only know Apple, but you know the person because your personal brand is very, very strong.
Yes. Yes. It's a new shift that I do notice that the leaders for the especially certain companies, they push their personal brands a lot. Because I think no people want to be more related. You just don't want to deal with just a corporation itself. You want to know that there's an individual behind it. And when a person leverage their brand now, they can still come back and sell their products or service. But they want
Relatability
somebody,
important,
yes,
man.
they can relate. And it comes back to even the point I said that people just don't want to buy things anymore. They want to buy stories. They want to relate to something. They want to know that
Yeah.
somebody I can trust and all of that.
Yeah.
And me personally, I bought a Starlink the other day for a company. And I bought it because I follow Elon Musk on Twitter. And even though with all that's going on with the whole Trump thing and the pushback on his companies, I'm a little bit worried. So even my perception of his brand is changing because I wonder, boy, you just lock down Starlink and just left me in the cold. So
Oh wow. Starlink lockdown, me never know
no,
that.
no, 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 no. I'm not saying that happened, but I'm saying it
Yeah,
could
say
do
it,
that.
oh, it might happen.
Yes, not if it's a might, but it could. I don't think it will happen now, but it could, based on
Oh,
the craziness that is going on now. But that's
yeah,
how I feel about his brand now, from what he's portraying. You
right.
understand?
Mm.
And it's a product that he has that I bought into. So very, very important that
Because of him personally,
correct.
right?
Not the company, no.
Not the
Him.
company, right?
Him personally.
Right.
Yes.
So like right, the same thing with my gloves them, you know. Me could have give all different kind of people for promote them for me, but me and my own celebrity too. So me just wear them and push them, and people want them because of me alone have them. I don't give
Yeah.
them to any stores. Them can't get them from nobody else but me personally. So it give them the opportunity to for link me, meet me, get piece of that personal touch there. And that appeal is a big thing that work for me right now with just what me I do. The
Yeah.
personal side, you know.
Yeah. But we can definitely look on that in the coaching sessions. All right. Moving on now. The next thing is email marketing. And I'm sure anybody who have ever bought anything online know what this is. Because every day you get a bag of email. We say them have some promotion, some sale, some 10% off. Everybody knows about this. But when I think about email marketing, and one of the things that we need to follow as small businesses is about consistent following up, right? Because they will have different email campaigns. They will send out emails over years. I know this one shoe company, about 2 years, they've been sending me email before I made one single purchase. But it's through that level of consistency that they send me the emails and they keep the
Your
emails to be,
patience.
yeah, they keep the emails to be creative. So they always try to show me things that I like. So even though I'm not ready to buy it, I start bookmark and say, okay, babe, me go look on that one here. And one day I see them myself say, 50% off. I'm say, no, see money here. Go on with it. Right? But email marketing is really about developing relationship through consistency with your customers. So it doesn't have to even be email in this case. It could be something more like WhatsApp, right? I know a lot of persons now put a lot of things on their WhatsApp status or their Instagram status. So every morning people just get up and start watch status so you can inform them, right?
What happened? You guys on strike?
Who's on strike?
No, we're not on strike, Tish. We're
No,
all
I
here
know
in
you are my
class.
students there. Sorry.
Right? But the beauty about it is that, especially if somebody has already bought from you, if you get an email, it depends really on the type of business you have. So, for example, in Miss Tishana's
Thank you.
case, I think email marketing work really well. But in the case of Mr. Abbey, it may not be the case. Uh, but what probably could work well for him, and also Miss Tanisha, is the WhatsApp status, right? Because more likely, especially I think Miss Tanisha have a WhatsApp number for the business, right? And person would save the number. Once you put up things on the status, customers will be always able to see whatever she's have going on there. So she have a fun day, she have products that she need to get rid of, she have a little sale. She'll be easily able to market to customers that already bought from
But they
her.
could do content marketing though. Maybe not email marketing because you don't want to say, okay, when you have somebody that link me. You know, that
Yes,
might be weird. But if you have videos around
Testimonials of service
correct,
testimonials, yeah, and it
and
might.
correct.
things
So
like that,
so
you know.
I saw
excellent.
something in the
Positive
paper.
imagery.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead, Tish.
No, I'm saying there You could even go to ChatGPT and say, I run a whatever you call a business, Mr. Abby, and I'm looking for interesting ways to share content that is engaging on social media. And it will give you ideas that even though people might think that kind of business is morbid, there are still interesting ways to share content so that as something happen, people think about you. You know what I mean? Just think about how you can still probably bring joy to somebody who is grieving. So suppose you do something with say 5 ways you can bring joy to somebody who is grieving as a funeral home. You get me? If you start to become consistent with things like that, people start to see you as the go-to.
You hear that, Mr. Abby?
Yeah. I had something of that start already though, because I am certified in content marketing and digital marketing. So I had something like that already. Thank you.
Okay, so I can teach you class away.
Nah, that's why I stay silent and I listen, because most of what you're going through, I actually started it and already.
So the key thing is really just to put whatever you learn into practice. I think what Miss Tishana suggested was excellent. So you don't always have to post up things relating to your services itself, but you can post things in and around the business itself. So you know that person's maybe lose a loved one, then grieve, and so you may comfort them. You may post things about will preparation, so things you need to consider, stuff like that. That makes people think, and whenever something do happens, unfortunately, they can remember like, oh, remember that man there now? Talk with you these things. You understand?
Yes, I do. Same issue though. The persons are not taking the time to read, so you're not garnering enough views unless you're dancing or doing something like that. You get what I'm saying? It's
So
more like
that's where the creativity really come into play. So you have to find creative ways to do it. I think you probably can try some like animation or things, because really and truly,
yeah, animation sounds really futuristic. That's very innovative. Trust me. I've seen some online, like from Zack D films, and they're really futuristic. Trust me.
okay. All right, we can touch on it a little bit more in your one-on-one session. All right. So, but let us move on now to the offline marketing, because like I said, today's session not gonna be too long. So offline marketing really now is still digital media, but it's offline. So we call enhanced marketing, we have phone marketing, radio and TV, and these are some of the things that we'll be very familiar with already, right? So for example, TV, everybody knows what a TV ad is. Anybody still watch regular TV, TVJ, CVM still? Because I can't tell last much TV, you know.
Yes, we have. Oh, you mean we are talking about man? A whole yard me grew up in still, Mr. Colin. I have to watch my news every night and make sure say me watch my Jamaica Information Service once me
Abby,
home, man.
calm down, Abby, calm.
I
Run
can't
it.
tell when last watched. Anytime I want to watch anything on TV, I log on to One Spot Media. That's the closest I get to TV these days.
Yeah, that's the one I use still. One Spot Media. I just sign in and.
Okay, not so bad then. But TV marketing is really about television programs or advertisement paid for, and that's the important thing. The difference between content marketing and even that paid for, and it there's a slight overlap. And I'll give an example. Anybody know about Digital Rising Stars? That's still a thing, by the way. Digital Rising Stars.
Mr. Colin, you're out there, man. You're very out there,
No, it's a serious question. Oh,
Yo,
it
I'm not
is.
sure for true.
It is, you know. I'm telling you why I know it is. I think last year when Vybz Kartel just came out of prison, he went on Rising Stars. So that's how I knew Rising Stars was still a thing. I didn't know before that.
Yes, man. It's still up and running, man.
Because when he went down there, it was a big deal and it was everywhere. Okay, but if you notice the name of the program, Digicel Rising Stars. It's a TV program. So that's a form of paid advertising where it's a form of content marketing, but they really paid for. And I think the Grace Foods cooking show is something very similar as well. And then we have the regular TV ads now where you watch a good show or a good cartoon back in the day. And then I take forever. When you look at Chubby commercial and the Lay's commercial and those kind of stuff. So those are TV marketing. And traditionally, as I was saying earlier, that normally only the big companies and companies with big money could afford to do these form of marketing. So specifically TV. Radio wasn't so bad, but mainly TV and radio, you have to pay some big bucks. And social media has become the leveler for these services where you can get similar and in some cases more for little or nothing, if not even free, right? However, people still use TV and radio marketing because it comes with an amount of credibility, right? And it still comes to the brand that the TV, the media companies would have developed. So you know, if you see a company on TV, it's supposed to be a big deal because everybody can go up on TV. So if you see somebody advertise on TV, that means it must be a proper company, don't it? Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yes. So TV and radio to an extent are very similar, just use different medium. But one of the benefits of it is that it gives you an amount of credibility and authority, the fact that you're able to advertise or you're to come on TV or radio. Next one, very similar to email marketing now, is phone marketing. And this is where you do a lot of cold calling. So you may get some contacts, you reach out to the person, you call them, and you try to get the sales. So it's very similar. And in this case, I see I put down here so SMS and WhatsApp. So in some cases, you're not even calling people, you message them on WhatsApp and try to garner, tell them more about your product or your service. The last thing we look at is enhance offline marketing. And this is really about digital signs and billboards. So the big billboard in half a tree. You're gonna have some supermarket. I think it's actually Brooklyn supermarket in half a tree as well. You will see different enhanced boards that will advertise. And even some business places now, you see them still look at TV and look at other advertise a particular product or a service within the institution itself. I think the easiest example I can give is that if you're going to any fast food restaurants like a KFC, a Juicy Patties, a Island Grill, they have the TV up, and if they have a new meal that they're offering, you know, I put it front and center, say like, try the new KFC popcorn chicken or something like that. All right, so we call it enhanced offline media, offline marketing. All right. So let's talk about now some of the advantages of digital marketing. Like I said, it's very engaging, right? So people are able to interact a lot with whatever you're offering online. And even in some cases offline, so it's very engaging. I think the next component that, especially for online digital marketing, is that it's measurable, right? So you put out an ad, you pay $10 for your ad, and you can go in your dashboard and you can say, okay, 100 persons click on your ad. You put up a WhatsApp status, you can say, okay, 50 people watch my status. Mad. Or you put up a status, 10 people message me after I put up a status about some sale that I'm having in my store. It's very measurable, so you can know readily how well the marketing campaign is going based on what you're doing. Next thing is targeted. You're able to target a specific group, especially if you're doing like online advertisement. Facebook have this thing where you can target down to a specific location, age group, gender, primary school. So if you want to just target one person, chances are you can find them with the ad. It's very detailed. All right. If you're doing an email marketing campaign, you can send it to specific persons within your email listing. So you want to send it to your person that always are come to your session, or you want to send it to the person that are not coming to the sessions. You can categorize and you can put it away that is very targeted, so that you can know who you want to target with your marketing campaign. So what the disadvantage them now is that it's constantly changing. I think this is the biggest disadvantage. Things are always changing. So you know to do things this way before it changed. So I think a couple years ago, especially Instagram just came about, was a lot about like graphics. If you have a good Canva profile, you create 2 graphics and you're good. Now, if you now make a TikTok video, boy, as Mr. Abdul say, if you're not engaging, nobody not read no more. So you need to have a little viral video. There's a new trend. If you not jump on the trend, it won't be as effective. And trust me, there'll be something else coming again. I don't know if maybe with this whole AI thing, people may piggyback on that to start create different forms of content. But the point is, it's always changing. You always have to keep abreast if you want to have a good marketing strategy. It can be
Right now,
annoying.
things are move too fast, brother. Tell you.
Agreed. I think things are moving a little bit too fast to me. And I think the science may get old to know.
You remember on the last cohort, ChatGPT wasn't even really a thing.
Yeah.
This year, we say, yeah, man, we encourage people to use it, because that's just how fast technology and information access and them kind of thing. Like, you really don't have no excuse, because everything they on your fingertip.
Yeah.
But it rough because our normal means of communicating, same thing with marketing and them kind of thing, is like you have way advanced ways to deal with it right now, and it's progressing so quick that you have to stay ahead of the game, or you're gonna miss out, man. Majority of things nowadays is digital.
Mm-hmm.
Digital.
Majority of things is digital, yes.
Yeah, within sales and marketing, all of them kind of thing that we have to tap in, man, fully. All right, I don't know.
Yeah. So the next thing now, it can be annoying. So every time I go up on YouTube or next ad, and I see them ad over and over and over again. If you search for one shoes, oh gosh, man. In fact, not even search. You have a conversation with somebody and say, boy, when someone buy that shirt they do, everywhere look, it's one ad about shirt. Not true. Um,
Serious thing.
And then the next thing now, sometimes it can be very time consuming to actually create the content or create the marketing strategy. And when you spend all that time to do it, and sometimes it's very expensive too. So I probably should put that as well. It doesn't come off the way that you'd want to come off, or it's not received the way you want to receive. So by the time you may even get a backlash. Because people say, boy, you're tone deaf, you don't understand what's going on, and all that. Because they know the social media space now is a lot of mob. So if they don't like what you like them, as them said, I come for you. So we're just gonna go over now to creating your own digital marketing strategy. And we're gonna be following 8 simple steps. You don't have to stick to this exactly, but you can use this as a guide to do so. So the first thing we need to do is that we need to define what the value proposition is and your brand message, right? You need to identify your target audience. You need to determine your objectives or your goals, what you want to achieve, right? We need to select the channels. We can talk about a little bit more. We can establish a digital marketing budget. And budget don't mean just money, it can also mean time. So you need to spend a couple hours over the weekend to develop some content you can post during the week. That is a budget allocation because time is money, right? You develop a digital marketing mix and then you measure your results. So how well is the campaign going? And then ways of how you plan to actually effectively manage the process and your feedback. All right. So here's an example of a new OFC. Anybody know OFC, Oriental Fried Chicken? When I go St. Mary.
No, sir.
You don't know OFC?
No.
Mr. Shana, Mr. Nisha? You know of OFC?
No.
Where you say it is?
So when you're driving Castleton to go Portland, well, lie, Castleton to go St. Mary, right? So you go that side, you drive through,
Restaurant, this one,
you drive
one
to
of your
Stony
top
Bank Road.
restaurant there.
There's a restaurant, there's a rest stop, there's a restaurant there they call OFC, Oriental Fried Chicken. I think most persons don't know that, man. But as you can see, the value proposition is delicious fast food. The brand message is finger licking good, right? And they cater to hungry people on the go. So most of the time, persons leave out early in the morning to go to Portland, right? So they can stop there, can get porridge, can get cow skin soup, can get fried chicken, can get festival. So quick on the go finger food or breakfast items they really get, like fritters and those kind of things, right? So for the duration, they have a 6 month, and the objective is that they want to make $5 million or serve 5,000 customers within that time frame. All right. So the channel is that we're gonna do TV, radio, SEO, so they're gonna do everything basically. Social media, email, etc. etc. So you decide how you plan to actually reach the customers. Right here, then put $500,000, and the marketing mix is that they're gonna use social media and enhance offline marketing, and the sales data that they're gonna use to see if they're reaching the objective is having 30 customers per day, right? And they're gonna hire a digital marketer. So I guess that's why they must spend so much money to ensure that the activities are done. And this is a really back of a napkin strategy that you can use to get started. So if you should bring something like this to working the one-on-one sessions, I would be okay because it's something that we can improve upon and get a little more granular, get a little more detailed, right? But at the same time, it captures the key elements, especially the objectives that you want to achieve from the campaign itself. All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing now. I'm gonna leave the floor open. You can ask any questions. I know Mr. Tishan already tell me what you want.